Previously on Rise of the Runelords. As our heroes continued their battle against the Atin, they stumbled upon a large room where a dozen ogres were chained to anvils, slaves working on weapons. After dealing with the Atin and a few ogres guarding the slaves, the group finally came face to face with Barl Breakbones, the stone giant leader of the Hook Mountain clan. After Icky succeeded at deftly catching a lobbed boulder with his face, the group whittled away at the giant bit by bit, until Geisen managed to land a polymorph spell, transfiguring the ogre's leader from an imposing giant into a cute whittle fwog. Not wanting to lose their upper hand, the group tossed the freshly minted amphibian into the bottom of a large pit nearby. As Geisen released his polymorph spell on the giant, he quickly followed up with a suggestion spell on the creature, making him more eager to answer questions. Subsequently, Barl informed the party that he was forging weapons for this ogre clan so that it could aid a group of giants as they withdrew from an upcoming attack to retrieve an important artifact. An attack that was targeted against none other than the town of Sandpoint. Leaving Barl Breakbones to attempt to climb out of this pit on his own, our heroes freed the enslaved ogres, and after encouraging them to deal with their former slaver, the stone giant, the party turned to leave the cavern. Today, the adventure continues.
If all vendors can watch, make sure those ogres kill the giant for us, that'd be fantastic. If not, this will just cross our fingers. We need to talk to Vale, make sure that he knows what's going on, and if we can get him closer to Joe that grave, or at least out of the mountains, there's no war, that'd be fantastic. If he moves on, so we can get 120 miles a day, we'll do it in 4 days. Easy.
I mean, that's still way faster than.
So, it will be actually. Yes, because you do 143 miles, and you cannot long rest on the bird. So if you go past a day, you start getting exhausted. So the rest is required. The max distance in or long rest, it'll take about. Now, I found that out when I tried to do the math of a flood on the fly.
Do you know the location of, because they said that there I can't remember if we, because I know we talked about it, I can't remember if we came to know that there was a place they said they were going to land at Sandpoint is.
You did ask, and he said it was.
Yes.
Yeah, you asked where it was, and he told you it was in the mountains. That? That sounds right.
We just make sure that
It is kind of to the northwest of the Storable Deep, which is a body of water right near where you got it. Below the Iron Peaks. To the south of the Iron Peaks. To the northeast of the Storable Stairs. In that general mountain range. Yeah. You did not get an exact location, you just got a general mountain range.
Well, so that would, like, basically, yeah, it sounds like what might be
Why don't we tie
it seems prudent to me, if we're going to do this as the bird flies, sort of in Sandpoint, to try to hit an early intercept course for where they might be coming back to this base ways from Sandpoint, so we can try to spot it. If we don't make it to Sandpoint before this attack happens, so we can possibly spot them on the way back and intercept them and take whatever they've taken.
Ogres or giants, correct? Seriously, definitely going to stick to the road because they don't really care about roads.
They were still making the weapons for this attack.
True.
So,
They were making the weapons for these ogres to support the team that was coming back from attacks. Right, like,
Well, one way we look at it is whether they go north or south, they're not going to want to go through Amber Lake.
yes, not even
Not even giants. They're going to want to walk through the lake.
walk
So,
through.
what's your guess? Are they going to go north or are they going to go south? Either way, which way we go?
that's a tough guess.
Technically, south seems better to me because there seems to be slightly fewer large towns south, so less chance of bigger fires. Frankly, it's just a little more barren south. So if I were to do it as, soldier solution, I would take them south to keep them more hidden, out of more eyes.
Yeah, and it is, we do it like in giants are, and specifically this Terractinus is in charge of this, so presumably it's going to be it's not just a dumb group of ogres wandering as wherever they think is most convenient. But like I said, this is like, these ogres that we just liberated were meant to reinforce these folks as they came back from the raid. So
So the raid may or may not have happened.
But if they're supposed to reinforce them and the weapons aren't made yet, how long, like, it's gonna take us X amount of time to get there via bird. How long would it take them to walk in there?
Probably twice as long.
That's not factually correct.
Jill hasn't done it.
That's weird. Didn't we find a skull
You did?
or something?
yeah, because the second snake lady had one.
Lucretia had one in her fist that she was going to use before she got stung. By somebody. Yes, you found that on her, and you found the list of names as well. Those are the two sheets of paper you got from Lucretia after she had it.
But I'm still factually correct that I'm talking.
Teleport? Is that the name of the spell?
Yes, that was the scroll, the spell scroll you found.
It works out that Icky is, if Cason's willing to use this teleport scroll and get us to Sandpoint, you put your bird away and let it rest. We'll give it the rest and then we'll go.
Can I even put the bird away? Is it something that's like, once it's summoned, it's out?
Once it's summoned, it's out. You can dismiss it as an action, but there's no re-dismissing it.
Is it a creature?
No, I think
Sorry.
we talked about this last time. It's
I just used the word resmissed. So you dismiss and then resmiss. It is not what you would consider a normal creature.
We'd have to dismiss it.
Yep.
Is it a creature of any kind?
No,
Normal or not?
It would be more of a magical construct than a creature.
It transports you and up to 8 willing creatures of your choice that you can see within range. So we probably would be able to teleport it with us then if it's not a creature.
That's fine. We can actually use it then to get Vale closer to home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And-
sure.
And then we can,
Yeah, we just have it take Vale home and
then we can try to
And then rest
teleport.
and join us.
Put the bird away. The rock.
well, it would take a week for it to get to us. We could just have it wait. They were just like, here, live your life here, bird, and maybe one day we get to go back and like find Rocky again.
We tell it to go to Sandpoint.
It'll take like a week, and then like
And when it gets past this thing, it just disappears forever.
anyway, we can discuss that.
But if it doesn't,
But so the
Yeah,
teleport
how-
spell would not affect the rock.
The rock would not be. Dwayne Johnson would not be part of your teleportation spell.
Familiar, would you estimate that we are with Sandpoint?
How familiar?
Oh, we're very
Extremely.
We've been there.
Yeah,
we can tell you underneath it. We can tell you on top of it.
We're the Sandpoint 5.
That's
Come on.
right. It's in our name. SPF protection factor,
Yeah,
man.
there's a random,
Wait.
there's a chance of us not ending up where we want to go. Chances of us going where we want to go is better the more familiar the target is.
If we get
It's
close
very
to Sandpoint,
familiar.
I would say very familiar.
Okay.
I mean, we can.
So, D100, 25 to 100, we go exactly where we want. 14 to 25 off target, which I guess is nearby. Random distance.
We're gonna end up in that locked room that we never.
So, off target is you and your group appear a random distance away from the destination in a random direction. 1d10 times 1d10 percentage of the distance that was traveled. Similar area is you wind up in a different area that's visually or thematically similar to the target area. If you're heading for your home laboratory, for example, you might end up in another wizard's lab or in an alchemical supply shop. And mishap means the spell's unpredictable magic results in a difficult journey. Each teleporting creature takes 3d10 force damage, and the DM rerolls on the table to see where you wind up.
Can I reroll? I want to switch to not rolling, but I'm taking a level in. Warlock real quick.
Nope.
You sure?
Yep.
I can prevent the force damage.
So yes, the more familiar you are with it, the less likely mishaps are to happen, but it is impossible to do a teleportation spell without mishaps being impossible.
I have faith in you.
We may have multiple ways.
You just turned a stone
And
giant
is it a
into
D?
a frog.
Is it a
into a darn
D20?
asshole.
Is it a? Oh, it's a
No, it's a D100.
If it was a teleportation circle, it looks like there's a way to choose an area as like a permanent spot that you teleport to. Then it would be 100% chance.
Yeah, you would basically make a permanent teleportation circle somewhere, and that you would always be able to like draw a teleportation circle and return to that permanent location without mishap.
We don't need to return here. Or do we?
We could leave Blaine here and make.
Well, I'm just saying, if we get Sandpoint and saw the business already went down, we could teleport right back to here.
I mean, how long does it last? If you saw that, it just whenever.
And you have the spell memorized, right? So it's more than just a one use?
No, it's
No,
a
this is
scroll.
a one.
So it is a one use.
This is our
Yeah, I was holding on to it with the hope of having it in my spellbook so it would be more uses, but I mean, if it's worth it, we can use it.
Well,
They're on foot. Hold on, just. They're on foot. We've already got a bird that's going to get us hell of a lot faster than we were. I say we try to preserve that spell so that he can use teleporting more often. Go ahead.
So to that point, what's requisite to have, and what do you need to do to learn that spell?
I think I need time and gold. Is that right?
Yep. Does level 10, is that the level that cuts down on your time and gold to copy to a spellbook?
That's to make spell scrolls,
Oh, to make spell scrolls?
which it just says look at the DM's guide for details, and I couldn't find anything about it. But I think I already have a cheaper way of, like I think maybe don't have to pay for ink or something.
Yeah, let me double check. Normally it's 2 hours plus 50 gold per spell level.
Well, we could easily accommodate that on the flight back to Sandpoint, or on the flight back to
I don't know what he's going to
These wouldn't be able to do it on the back of a rock while he's flying.
Oh, and okay, it's 7th level, so I wouldn't be able to cast it for, I don't know when I get a 7th level slot, but at least a couple levels. So, that's another consideration. If I save its copy of the spell, okay, we won't be able to use it for quite a while yet.
This is a pretty rare spell, or is this something that you feel confident we could find again?
I think that's up to the DM. No.
I'm not asking the DM. It's Tarnan asking our mage. Dyson, is this something that you need to hold on to, or can we find it again?
You can give me an Arcana check if you want.
Okay.
Arcana, oh shit, I'll help with that.
17.
17? Alright, it's more of the level of the spell that causes its rarity. 7th level spells are very rare, but it's not something that you would never be able to find again. But it is rare. When you get into the larger cities, you might be able to find a 7th level spell scroll in an arcane shop for somewhere in the neighborhood of 5,000 gold-ish.
So we have to decide how is it that we get the sand point instantly as opposed to overlapping the table with the bird.
It'll take you 14 hours and 350 gold to copy it in your spellbook. And it will take you 7 days to get there with work.
And that's with my special scribe stuff.
I didn't see anything in your scribe stuff that cut down the amount of time.
Yeah, but saving the gold right there is pretty massive. So now I'm talking about saving Sam. I'm gonna use it for you guys make me feel freaking easy. You just gotta get there.
The question is just, I mean,
Well, the time is 2 minutes per spell level.
Which ability is that?
Wizardly Quill.
Here we go. Wizardly Quill. The time you spend to copy a spell in your spellbook equals 2 minutes per spell level if you use the quill for transcription. So yeah, 14 minutes. It's still 350 gold.
It also says it doesn't require ink. Isn't part of that 350 gold for ink?
The quill doesn't require ink. When you write with it, it produces the ink and the color of your choice on the writing surface. Part of the cost is ink and paper, so I will cut that in half because you still have to pay for the paper. So instead of 350, it would be 175.
Do you have 175 gold worth of paper?
He bought a bunch of paper.
I don't know how much
I think
paper.
we have a bunch of paper.
I know people purchased it, but I don't know what everybody has.
Wait, no, that's the other paper.
Yeah, I'm not people. I don't know.
I'm not people.
Oh, I
People
do
paper.
apparently have a 5-pound butterfly statue at a small part of that.
See, I'm of the mind that once every other session, everybody should look at their equipment because you guys seem to find stuff every month or so. They're like, wait, I have this.
I mean, I've got notes in
Holy
like
crap,
5
I have a
different
check
places
from
with
the
these
weapon.
maps.
Yes, it's called imagination.
In a specially designed case. Called imagination.
We played the imagination song.
So yeah, Lars, did you buy any paper?
I'm thinking they went north. Because you don't have to towns.
I thought I remembered buying paper at some point, but
there used to be.
I think you did. It should be. If you did, it would have either been in your notes or your equipment.
While y'all consider this, can we go find new?
I think
Oh
mine
yeah,
would
go up north of Mount. Wait, no, we left you further away than just Mount.
About a mile away.
Yes, so converse while heading towards. the
Okay,
city.
sure.
Yeah, totally.
It is fairly easy to recover, go back over the path you made. I know it took you guys a little bit to get there, so it does take you like the better part of half an hour to get back because you guys kind
Which
of went.
completes the hour that that Dwayne needed to rest.
Yes.
True.
And so as you come up, you see Dwayne kind of huddled down, and on his back is Vale with the blanket wrapped around him. His head kind of pops up. He's got the blanket over his head. He's got peeking like this. Kind of pops up, and then sits up and wraps the blanket around him.
I totally have like one of those emergency foil blankets in my mind, which is making this fantastic.
It's just a bedroll blanket, but it probably smells like beer.
Warm beer.
Yeah.
So yeah, he has the blanket wrapped around him as you guys walk up to him.
All's well
before
here?
I forget, speaking of scrolls, when I leveled, now when I do a long rest, I can choose a first or second level spell to make a scroll out of. So I'm going to do that and choose sleep.
Okay, make sure to note that.
It's one level higher than the spell's level, so I have a level 3 sleep scroll, basically, that only I can cast.
Is it only that you can cast?
It says it's unintelligible to others, so
Oh, okay.
that means they can't.
Yep.
But unless you don't have to read it to use it.
No, you have to be able to read that.
He actually speaks unintelligible.
That is
after
true.
After he's had enough to drink.
That is
That is
probably
correct.
also
Yes. All right, so yes, make sure you mark that down. But basically that gives you a higher level spell that you can cast without having to use one of your spell slots.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cookies or cookie flavor?
Yeah.
Tyron ponders this as he puts the map away. Vale, is everything well here?
I'm starting to get a little cold. Whatever you did to the blanket is starting to wear off. But now that you're back, now that you're back, I suppose things are going well. Since you are alive, I'm assuming you didn't die. How did everything go?
No, we died. We're fine.
Surprise! The owner was a necromancer.
Icky. Alright, never mind. It was fine.
Can
Oh, but I
somebody
didn't give him a mind that roll.
cast whatever it is to dry off that blanket now?
Clean. Alright, so most of the orders are dealt with. The stone giant is being dealt with by the remaining ogres who are slaves, and they have agreed not to ever bother Fort Rannick or anything south of Fort Rannick again, under penalty of my returning and slaughtering them.
Howard.
Well, I kind of figured it was going to be you, but just I was talking.
Well,
Just make sure you're
I
not
don't
claiming all the
want to
fun.
volunteer you, because I mean, what if you didn't want to that day?
so
Yeah, I mean, if that was your goblin day,
see what you guys need is just a spell that makes creatures look like other creatures. Don't actually polymorph them. Just make everything look.
Guys, and I
like
have this brilliant idea.
Minor illusion.
There you
You are
go.
a
I
goblin.
need you to create a spell scroll that we can have Sinishi cast whenever she feels like it. That makes whatever she's fighting look like a goblin, but not us.
Well, you wouldn't want to let her know. She's gonna be on down.
She'll be okay.
All right, so
If it at least
Vale,
looks like a
as
goblin.
you're explaining what happened, Vale looks at you. Well, I'll admit I did not think you guys would make it out alive. I'm impressed. Thank you for avenging the rest of the Black Arrows.
You should be impressed. We're kind of awesome.
All right. Oliver,
This is what
take it home.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. We're taking you south as close as we can get. Do you want to start at Fort Rannick, or should we just try to get you as close as we can to Turtleback Ferry and we can work from there?
I need to go to Turtleback Ferry. I can't protect Fort Rannick by myself. It's not something I can. I need to find a way to get word back to Magnamar so I can get more people, hopefully rebuild. But I cannot keep the fort by myself. I cannot defend it alone.
Hey, Icky,
Yeah.
is his weight really going to bother Dwayne that much more
Then
than him not being there?
Like if we just take him and
Yep.
because
well, everybody flew on Dwayne to the
Yeah.
mountain.
Correct.
yeah, I don't like no because
It's
his-
up to 500
his
pounds. but-
his distance is halved if we go over, like his daily distance is halved if we go over 500.
I didn't really calculate you guys' weight. I just said it was under. Like as you've been going around.
Also, this guy's malnourished.
Yes.
Most of his weight's in like the 2 muffins I gave him.
Right.
So
I
don't
mean,
give
yeah,
him any more
both.
muffins. Shit.
Both of the muffins are sitting right here. They stick to my bones. They're good.
all right. If you're sure that all of us weigh less than 500 pounds,
That's like I said. I didn't want to feel like. I say yeah.
yeah, but your armor.
No, I'm
She
actually
doesn't wear armor.
Oh my gosh, that's right. I forgot.
No.
Yeah,
Tanisha's the
So
only
yeah,
one
light,
who's really wearing armor.
so like less than 100 pounds, less than 100 pounds, like 250 pounds.
Don't ask the lady how to wait.
Okay,
Your
that's
armor,
pretty
your armor
heavy.
weighs.
Kyson's pretty heavy. He's He's in a book with paper. How many 100 pounds of paper?
Yeah, like honestly, like that's the closest thing to a lady we have in this party.
Which is probably why I made him my lieutenant.
So while we're on the bird, I think you should tell the story of the boulder, the rock, and the giant. Or the boulder, the frog, and the giant. So that he-
Excellent. Okay, so we're all agreed we're taking him with us. Yes, please.
Would you
Yeah.
like an IPA or a session stout?
A stout. Do I look?
It's delicious. Lars,
Would you like some more?
Can I get you one of these?
apple pie?
Oh, no, I'm good.
Yeah, can you put one through the table?
Alright,
Go at the TV as hard as you can.
He said it.
No, I mean,
The DM has said a number of interesting things today that I think he's going to regret more than I do.
very soon.
I regret nothing. I just change things later to fix the things I say now.
All right. Lars, did Geisen ever get back to Tarnan about whether or not Ollivander could keep an eye on what happens when we left?
From skimming the thing, I think he can be any distance from me, but I can't control him once he's past like 100 feet or something.
Yeah,
So
you
I
would
think
need
to
to.
somehow be able to tell him where to meet back up with us.
Can't you just vamp him back to you? Isn't that how that works?
Yes, at any time.
But does he
Oh,
absorb
distance?
the missing information then?
Yes.
Okay.
I've been. What you would realistically need to do is kind of dismiss him, do the things to resummon him, and then you can get it. Technically.
Okay.
Because he needs to be near you to get that information. And when you dismiss him, he goes to another plane of existence.
Oh.
So technically, you would need to dismiss him from wherever he is, resummon him, and then you would be able to get all of the information.
Oh, I'd have to cast the spell again? Because I thought I could like kind of just summon him back to me.
If you're within range, is what he's saying.
Well, I'm.
Oh.
Yeah, you would just need to be within range of him when he is in existence on our plane.
Otherwise, since we're leaving him, basically he'd be our remote camera, and you'd have to disable the remote camera and reconstruct the remote camera with a new spell.
Just because it's been a while since I've looked at that, Lars, can you just immediately bring him to you from wherever he is, or do you have to dismiss him and resummon him? I honestly
I
don't.
thought I could, but let me look.
Because I honestly don't know. It's been a while since I've looked at some of the familiar things. Alright, while he's looking at that, anybody else?
I will be happy to regale the tale of the Ashen Hall. The frog in the Ashen Hall.
Okay, I can temporarily dismiss it to another plane of existence, but it's a temporary thing, so I can bring it back.
Once you dismiss it forever. As an action,
As
while
an
it's
action.
temporarily dismissed, you can cause it to reappear in an occupied space within 30 feet of you. Yep, so you would just, at any time, you can just dismiss it and then resummon it right next to you. And then you would be able to get the information. You wouldn't need to go through the ritual or the spell or anything.
Okay, well, so if we're gonna do that, I would like to find some place where he's like somewhat hidden, that he can watch the entrance of the cave. Is that what we're looking to see when other ogres leave, or do we want him to actually go into the cave and watch the entertainment?
We want to watch the carnage. We want them to see that the stone giant dies, or that the ogres die. Or they betray us and they all become best buddies again. We just want to know what's going on so that if we ever have to come back to this situation, we know where we're at.
So, since I won't be able to actually look through him because he'll be too far away, when I bring him back to me, would he be able to relay to me what he saw?
Yes, as soon as he is within that 100 feet of you, yes, you would be able to get all the information that he would have given you.
Okay, then yeah, okay, well, I guess I'll have him go in the cave then to keep watch, and then tell him that can he dismiss himself?
No,
Or do I have to do it?
you would have to do it.
Well, then I'll just tell him that if it looks like they're going to attack him, to just leave.
Okay, give me a perception check for Ollivander.
usually, like, this bodes poorly for Ollivander.
What was that?
20.
20? Okay. No, usually, yeah.
I rolled an 18 for perception. Usually, like, when Ollivander and I go and do a thing at the same time, Icky's like, yes! Things!
Yes, usually
Ollivander is
you do
like-
something badly and Ollivander shows you.
Or you do something good and Ollivander that hasn't happened.
Very,
Very-
very long time.
Yeah, very rare.
Yeah, we sold on it.
Icky hasn't done much well aside from claw and get messed up.
And get messed up.
Alright, so Ollivander does fly into the cave out of sight.
Fantastic.
We fly on Dwayne the Rock. And did the DM determine whether or not we can take a short rest on the bird in flight? Or are we too
Short
busy?
rest, yes.
Or are we too busy?
No, because you're hanging on for dear life. So no.
We just took a long rest, yeah?
What was
I've got
that?
a great sense of balance.
You did just have a long rest, yes.
I had other purposes.
But no, you would not be able to take any rest on the back of this bird.
What if
Reload my ring.
what if we put you in a bag and then someone else holds the bag? So you can
No, because I would not be comfortable anymore. As much as I
It
love
would
you
be
guys.
heavy. By the husk.
What if it was a velour bag?
Maybe?
We would do velvet.
Let's
but
try.
That's a little pricey.
You have.
Alright, so it travels 16 miles an hour? It travels 16 miles an hour? How fast?
Hey,
16 or 14?
16 miles an hour.
16? Alright, so then. Yeah, it takes you about an hour to get back to. Philistine. Yeah, it takes you about an hour to get back there. At this point, it is.
2 p.m.
Come on, dookie.
No.
It says right there.
I don't know. No, because it was dusk when you arrived. So I would say about 10. About 10 p.m. By the time you get back to Turlock. Was that it?
wake up the whole town.
The bird's back! And he starts bowing, but they're all pointing at Dwayne.
So yes, it is dark. You do see a couple of the buildings that are remaining, and with lights on inside, candles and lanterns lit, and then there is a large barn where you see the most light coming from, because that is where they sit.
So we drop it like how
Drop it like it's hot.
yeah. Drop it like it's warmer than one might expect.
Fair. So it's been what? A couple hours you said?
It has been 1 hour. Traveling 16 miles an hour, you can get back in about 1 hour.
Alright, once we've. Are you landing us?
Yeah, sure.
Once we've landed, I say, okay, guys, and we should know by now.
I call him back.
All right.
Ask him what's up.
You, through what you saw, the remaining ogres gathered around the pit. Ollivander was able to see that. Sorry, I keep wanting to say Kanye. I was about halfway up as all of the ogres carried their anvils with them, and all 12 of them threw their anvils down. And the first couple hit, and there was no more noise from the pit after the rest of them banged on each other.
Did any of the animals pass?
Ollivander was not in a position to see all the way down the pit,
Didn't sound like it.
the ash hole. He only saw part way down the ash hole, not the whole way down the ash hole. So he just heard the anvils. What was that?
Does Ollivander think the giant's gonna be okay?
I think he thinks he's gonna make it.
Still tired though.
Yeah, just a little bump. Nothing better. Barely a scratch.
Yeah, he had just enough time and ink to draw a hole at the bottom of his pit, and he escaped through that.
When the first empty pit, little alligators twirling.
So the suspense is killing me. Where's the stone giant?
He's not going anywhere.
Is he under? Is he in your
Have you
asshole?
Have you checked the asshole?
Pretty sure he's not getting out of the ash hole.
Have you checked your asshole?
I was trying to get you to back me up there.
I was hoping that I'm sorry to leave you on the line.
Oh, that's fine.
It was
Next time. Maybe next time? Yeah.
So at this point, since Homeboy wants to go to Magmar and Sandpoint goes to Magmar,
Sandpoint is not where you are. Sandpoint? No, because you had to travel 2 days. Sandpoint's on the coast. Magmar's in.
Yeah, I'm trying, but I just tied it up.
And I just cut my nails too.
Mine too.
Yeah. I thought Magmar was farther on.
Yeah.
I mean, we could have a shit tapstick now.
No.
Oh, no.
Yeah, no.
I stand corrected. I'm sorry.
You are seated, sir.
I see corrected. No, you are.
Okay.
You are correct.
And DM correction warrants 1 level. Yes.
Downward. Because you made the DM feel like an idiot, so you are now level 9.
Wait, I cast Greater Restoration on him.
So you're
Guys
level
have
8.
Icky's
Because
level?
he's restoring you back to childhood.
Oh!
What was that, Lars?
Can Geisen have Icky's level? The code?
Can we do
The
that?
level popped out of him. It's scurrying around for the first person.
Catch the level! Okay, so we're gonna have a PvP like Hunger Games. Whoever wins gets the level.
Whoever plucks the most feathers from it.
What's up, you know?
Just taking on you guys.
Flux.
Oh, I
Give
see.
us extra levels.
Yep, I mean,
How's it going over here?
it's going good.
Good. I didn't get snacky snack.
Oh, you give us an egg.
Not blasts off with a fireball. Not cleaves with an axe.
Probably not.
All of this is called a
I
snack.
got this sleight of hand.
Alright, so yes.
Yeah.
Magmar is further away.
So, we're taking him with us.
Yeah, I think it was basically just kind of.
Or we dropping off the food?
No, he's coming with us.
Because he wants to get to Magmar.
We're going to go back there. It's just out of the mountains. Not a big deal. Yeah, we're going to go to the south, or we're going to go.
I mean, it seems safest to me that we would likely still keep them if they're not there yet. If we just cut right to the tip of that lake, so we're here. Standpoint is here. Cutting it here and then going down because we're assuming that the other one will come up.
Yeah.
Let me teach it.
So the question is whether it's more effective to head straight to Sandpoint or to try to intercept along the course we think the ogres and giants will come back if they've already hit Sandpoint.
How much extra time are we talking?
That's a great question.
Probably a day. We're not going there.
I say let's get to Sandpoint, and then we know from there either we use the extra time to help build up defenses, or we'll be able to follow their tracks back if they don't see them. It just seems
I like that idea.
I agree.
the orc talks sense. Yeah.
Wait, okay, everyone. For
Alright.
the next hour, we have to pretend that she's just a mindless brute again.
Thank you.
Alright, actually, when I counted up the distance, I was going by the time it took you on the boat to the distance by the river and then up. It's actually less if you're just flying straight. Like if you're just going to do straight line point to point, it's about 250 miles.
That lake is
So 100. So it would actually only take you about 2 days.
Oh,
Because the longest part of the trip was you had to go down the river, through the lake, up the river to do an L and go across. It's significant.
Yeah, no, I am
Same thing.
I am more than happy to use my large body to shelter our lieutenants.
I would take advantage of that, but I really want to
From curve to curve. Okay, from curve to curve.
No.
So we are curve
Only in the ways that don't
1,
matter.
2, 3,
Even if I would never take some of that.
5. That's it. At least 500 miles. That's 100. Oh, it's 120. So at least 5. So at least 600.
Is that what it looks like on there?
No. It looks like 600 miles.
Oh, then that would be about you're 143 miles there. So 4 days.
Could have, but we suck.
Real.
We're trying to be realistic. What he said.
About
About the
Stop.
land speed distance of a rock.
yeah.
Well, Leighton Rock.
The lane.
Laden rock.
Lane airspeed.
But not overladen. If you were overladen, then
Well,
it would be
if
half
it was
that.
overlaid, you have to go around the lake because you couldn't go across it in one shot.
Is it a Barovian rock or?
No, it's an amber lake.
Alright, so you guys. Please. I have no control to stop the tangents you guys go on. We found that out years ago. Bless you.
Thank you.
Okay.
I am just along for the ride when you guys go get off on your tangents.
So now that we are in the standpoint, we're letting Dwayne rest or we're taking him?
Sort of like her.
Yeah. That's what I meant to say.
I was like, you guys haven't gotten to standpoint yet. Like, I know you're just playing.
We need to let him rest every so often, right? Are we going to be flying over a body of water where he can't rest? Like, do we need to rest him?
I think because like all that we've flown him on has been within 1 day so far, and at this point it's not quite half of.
It has been about 4 years.
My answer was going to be around 50.
Alright. So I would say you have about
Doesn't
100
he
more
have to
miles.
rest every 3 hours or something like
He has to rest every 143 mile or
Negative.
Every 3 hours he has to rest for 1 hour.
Yeah.
And he can't travel more than 143 miles in a day, otherwise he dies.
Terribly.
So every 48 miles he needs to rest.
I mean, frankly, as long as it just doesn't move for another.
So really, we could fly for another 3 hours, rest an hour, fly for another 3 hours, give him the rest he needs, and
Take a
then
rest, I'll rest.
yeah.
Okay, let's do that. Good plan.
Is there anything that we want to do or check or acquire from that ferry? I don't think there's because like we're going to there's no point telling anybody to send a message back to Magnemar.
And they're also recovering from like a fairly horrific event.
I mean,
And even if we stop and ask if they want help, that's just going to delay us more. We can probably just fuck off, huh?
we could love the idea and rest.
You can go talk to the mayor.
Sanishi has not talked to me.
I mean,
Not directly. You've been around because you were in the church.
I attend to the wounded, so you talk to the mayor. I'll see you
you'll
in an
have
hour.
one more wounded to deal with.
Probably. And I don't know if I can restore your brain. After he breaks it. Then your brain will nip.
Look at my axe. Look at my other axe.
Jumping on Dwayne?
Yeah!
Jumping on Dwayne!
Jumping on Dwayne. Alright, so you climb on the back of the rock, and you go 3 hours, that's 50 miles, 45, 50, 48. 48.
Back to my equipment.
48 miles.
16 miles an hour.
Okay. So you are resting somewhere in the northeastern portion of the Sanos Forest.
Yep.
Somewhere in math teachers like I told you this would come in handy.
I believe in Mark's house.
I can't do 40.
Alright, so
We don't have the app.
from the air, you are very easy. It is very easy for you to pick out a clearing in the forest. You land. Dwayne kind of steps off to the side, tucks himself in, and just rocks himself to sleep. That's right. That's right.
You've been holding that
are
in for a
You
while.
have to roll the egg.
welcome.
Yeah, this is the DM who's here.
It is. I feel like we read.
For every 10 minutes of tangent, you get one awful bad one.
Yes!
That's how.
Yeah, I love that.
This is why we can.
Alright, so, yeah. So Dwayne's off rocking himself to sleep, and you guys set up your campfire. Actually, 3 hours, yes, because it was about 1 in the morning.
Okay.
I'll take that but I should probably recover from being on a bird first.
What's that?
I would prefer to take
That is not at all what I wanted.
Fair.
Yeah, I don't care. I'll take whatever watch.
You can take another one. And then I will not take a watch, but I'll
Let's
get
get-
up
you
and
can take
take
one
a
if
short
you
rest
want.
so that I can use my spells to restore the ring.
Alright, so now.
Go ahead.
What was that, Lars?
Just say you guys can take a watch if you want.
However you guys want to do it. Tarnish is trying to be selfish.
Alright, so Iggy turned into Geisen. That's how you're taking one.
No, I said I'm not taking one.
Oh, you're not.
Specifically,
I'm taking a watch.
I'm taking an extra
You
hour instead of that watch. So I'm my 8 hours. An hour or whatever.
Okay.
Chances we should use a short rest to restore the spells in this.
I
Yes,
spent my
so you-
entire watch.
You're gonna restore the spells in the day short rest of your spells.
Correct. And then take my phone. Get up as soon as I can without losing it. Short. Restore the ring. Take a short rest.
Oh. I got it wrong.
Okay. Yeah.
Alright, so who is taking the first watch out of? Alright, go ahead, give me your perception check.
It's a B. Is that good?
B's a 20. B's a 22. Oh.
Well, 22 is not.
Your time on watch is you do see a in the distance in the trees. You see a shape moving, and it stops. A little closer, you see a small. And that's all that happens.
He makes a mental note that he's proud of himself for doing his part to prevent forest fires. And then Sunichi, you were taking second watch, so you'll then go to wake Sunichi, and then just immediately hey, watch is nice and smooth. There's a bear out there, but it doesn't look like he's keeping in our hair, so you don't have to beware.
Is it out there?
I'm glad you shared.
Just don't stare.
Because it's over there.
At least I'm aware.
What color was its hair?
Look, I don't care.
Sure there wasn't a pair?
Should Shinichi set a snare?
Did you look at his lair?
This is all neither here nor there.
But now that we've been on such a tear,
This is what you get for dad joking us.
Oh, please. This would have happened regardless. Yeah. Alright, so Shinichi.
Yeah. Alright, well, I'm
Yeah.
walking, and as I'm on my watch, I'm also staring longingly into the fire, wanting to try out my pyrotechnics. So figuring my companions would probably not appreciate either a bunch of black smoke or fireworks, no matter how often fireworks.
Alright, give me a perception check. What's this?
Staring longingly into the fire.
Doing that. She was
So your watch goes completely uneventful. You are completely focused on fire. You're just like, I don't know. And then you just look at all everybody. You're like, and then 10 minutes later, you're like, I really love it. And then just keep doing that as a cycle throughout the entire watch. And as you get up to go wake Relda up, it's then that you see that the little brown bear that you were told about is actually like 20 feet away from you. It's just kind of like hiding behind a tree right next to the camp that you didn't notice was coming up. It's kind of staring at you. And then as you turn, you're like, it turns around and runs away. I thought I told you to beware.
I knew it was there all the time.
You should have stopped.
Yes, but the bard was I'm saying that's just zero.
It's cheating with the bard. Alright, so then, your watch.
It's more cheating if I don't have it pre-written down because
It'll be a performance. No.
Yep, let's do it.
Alright, so your watch. That is the event.
Sigh of
Did you wake me up first?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Can I maybe please wake me up?
Before you go to sleep, you caught the bears?
No. It's a bear. We're in the woods. They're just like, duh.
Does a bear shoot?
Okay, well, I'm not going to do what I'm going to do because I don't know they're a bird.
Well, then give me a perception
They
check.
ran away.
I would love to.
Ooh!
Hey! +4, y'all. That's with a +4.
What do you get? I don't know.
7.
7?
Yeah, it's me.
I'm so glad that I saw that bear and told Sneaky about it.
I'm so glad she didn't tell me, so I couldn't use any of my animal skills.
So, yes, Grelda, as you sit watch, you look at the fire, you look around, and you're kind of fuming the entire watch. You're like, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. And you're just like, I figured animals here. I'm so disappointed. The entire time, you're just like, this sucks.
Also, just so y'all know, because I have twice now chosen the bear as my totem animal, I actually look a little bit like a bear. Like, I've taken on the physical characteristics of the bear. Yes. So, you've literally not told me that my spirit animal is out there.
So, your watch ends.
And now her watch is ended.
Yes, and now our watch. Listen. Okay, so that is the long rest. I need... Charming.
You.
I need a wisdom saving. Once everybody wakes up, your watch is over.
Where bears? Hey, that's one level.
Nope. What'd you get? A 3? Okay.
What have you done? Give me back my stuff. Traded about juices.
Alright, so now that the watch is over, you're gonna wake everybody up.
One back roll.
Alright, so you failed that wisdom saving.
Yes, I did.
Alright, so then Grelda wakes everybody up. Everybody has had their long rest. Dwayne shakes himself, puts his beak up in the air, and he's trying to smell something. Nobody's
If you would like. Icky, one win.
I almost didn't respond.
Icky notices and would like to also sniff the air and see if he smells anything.
As you sniff the air, it's clean forest air. You're just like, man. The air is so crisp and clean, and the way it's moving, somebody's cooking something in the fire.
I see if they do this, and I also see.
Alright, anything you guys like to do before you continue?
I don't know where the nearest alcohol
Where you are at,
You would notice that the nearest alcohol is to the south.
with question to kill. With perception check of 16, would Icky notice anything in this pun? everybody's ready to go, we'll get back on the Sky Road.
Alright, so you,
Before we hop on, you guys can just make that same scroll again, because it goes away at a long rest.
Okay.
So you just can make that same scroll again.
Alright, so in 15 more miles, you're still resting. Let's see if you're going straight across. You are right over by Malgorian Mountains. I have a map right here. It's just small. You are, yeah. And that is where. You are nearing the Malgorian Mountains when your distance stops and you have to take an hour rest. So you find an open clearing in the forest and you land. Is there anything you guys would like to do in that hour? Or you take that off?
Can I tell the story about the whale in the cave?
Do it. Knock it out.
I mean, I don't actually want to tell it.
I can very much see Sanishi recounting the battle that everybody was in. Like, did you hear about? And then just tells it, and everybody's like,
No.
Yep.
And then what happened?
Vale, however, isn't wrong. Vale.
No, he wasn't there, but this is not the first time she's told me this exact story.
No, that is true. You did tell him when you were saying, okay. The Vale is kind of looking at everybody else, and just like, he's very curious about everybody's reaction.
Roland reaches over to Vernon, jabs him, he's
Oh,
Yeah, like if you just not
and then
if
Vernon gets jabbed in the side, gets the hint, grabs Icky by the feathers, and then starts acting it out. I will roll a performance check if needed.
No.
Holy crap.
My eyes
Now I
are
got
like
you.
super wide, and I'm just like,
because like Icky is like, you know, like, as you tell the story, like you notice like Vale like look over and like scanning, he like catches his eye, he's going.
Okay, so if you guys are acting it out, who is the whale? If you guys are acting out the whale, you can't.
Icky totally is the way.
What'd you roll for your 19? You even get the sound straight. The whale's call. You like Icky's head flops on the ground, and you get the call out perfectly.
I can get the tail of the whale.
What'd you roll?
A 19.
Oh, okay. So no, you play
you could be the
you
man.
play Sanishi, and you bite him, and it is extremely convincing.
And Vale's reaction is
He's just very confused. That is Vale's reaction. Just confused and
I will go so
unsure.
far as to use a spell slot and
Icky is used to
disguise
this being the
self.
reaction to like of normal people to the group, and at this point he feels this is like the norm.
We're
which is
doing
good.
good.
He's like, all right, cool, on for the course.
This is how it should be.
Alright, so that performance takes up the majority of your hour rest. Is there anything else you would like to do before you climb back?
I start scribbling down like screenplay style notes based off of what they did.
I mean, I got some. He's a monk, he's desperate as hell. I'm a rogue.
It was amazing.
Why wouldn't we?
It was amazing.
Alright, so then on your next trip, because that was 1, 2. Alright, so this will be the last trip that Dwayne will be able to take before he needs another long rest. You are northeast of Nigor, about 20 miles. Is where you land. Yes, you are on the eastern side of the lake by the end of the mountain range in that general area.
We here. Sandpoint here.
Here we go. Now I know exactly what's happening.
You do the banner thing.
Alright, so that is where you land, and you do need to take another long rest.
I recorded my
I'll take the last one.
Alright, I'll just have everybody roll a perception check at the same time.
I don't know why it's so like.
Alright, so you were.
You don't want Dyson to take one? You didn't take one last time.
I'm sure if Dyson offers it, he wouldn't insist on this.
Alright, what'd you get?
I got 17.
17. Alright, Icky.
Apparently Dyson's doing
Oh,
everything.
Kyson, what did you get for your perception check?
12 for mine, but I'm gonna have our manager also watching.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, damn. Let's do more 7.
7. Alright. 12. You're not. You were 23. 23. All right, and then as you are sitting and doing your watch, I need another wisdom check. Wisdom saving throw.
Saving throw. 15.
15. All right. Saving. Saving throws are always higher than checks.
Got it.
Just by default, all of the saving throws are higher. 18. Alright, so after the entire night goes by without incident, nothing interesting happens. No bears this time. I don't think that bear could follow you this far this fast. Alright, so now that we're all back. Is there anything else you wanted to do on your 8-hour rest before you?
Yes, I want to ask. However, that I'm more probably why am I failing this?
DM said.
Are we?
Oh?
Can you ask your lady Eden first?
Yes.
Do we have another full day of travel?
That's what I
No. You have about 6 more hours. 2 more hours.
So, but one more long rest.
No. No, it should be 1 3-hour rest and then that next 3 hours. Yes, yes.
This is another rest, right? So Cassie's gonna make the scroll again.
Okay. Alright. Nothing else? Then you take off. You make it about halfway to Sandpoint before you take another rest. What was that? It's just another 1 hour. So, anybody want to do anything?
I don't think we can anything. No, not do that.
Hey, Dyson? What do you think about sending Alavander around since we're sitting around? Just have him go fly 10 minutes that direction and 20 minutes that direction, see if he sees anything.
I mean, we do that.
Okay. Give me a perception check for Owl and Andrew then. The further down are usually the normal. What was that?
15.
15?
13.
13. Alright.
1, 3.
Alright. So good.
That's not true.
Yeah, so no, you're gonna do that.
This is my preferred. Like I will have Captain Ghost occasionally, but this Crooked Sweet 12 here, it's so good. It's always a little bit of lime juice,
Okay.
and then the Coke with it.
Did you put in a little bit of lime?
Yep.
No.
No, if you get the liquid lime juice, just 2 squirts,
Oh, yeah.
and then like a shot and a half around and then the Coke. All right, so Alavander doesn't notice anything out of the ordinary. You know, normal wildlife for this area.
So the corpse.
I will use communication.
Okay.
radius of where you're at?
Cool.
What is it? Oh no, I have.
It takes me 11 minutes to cast. And it says, for example, you can determine the location of powerful undead in the area and the location of dangerous drinking water and the location of any nearby.
In a 3-mile radius,
Yep.
you don't get anything of any of those. You are pretty much with where you are in a what was that? Oh, I thought you said something else.
I think that's
Okay. Nope. This is a more of a plain area. There. Great plain kind of area.
Well, planes of existence is another thing I can ask about, so I was gonna.
If you want to. But no, there is no human settlements within that 3 miles. For safe drinking water, there are a smattering of ponds. And then.
I don't get to know all the. I wanted to have 3 things.
Oh, I thought you asked about
That
safe
those were
drinking
the
water.
examples. So
Oh, okay.
that I can
Oh,
ask
well, in that case,
about. Yeah. Primarily, it was just like I'm looking for humanoids.
there are no humanoids in that 3 miles.
What about gnomes? Are they gnomes?
Gnomes would be considered humanoid.
Well, are you sure?
I wouldn't. I mean,
And you bastard.
Gnomes are like child noise?
Wow. Wow.
Alright, so 3 things. You said humanoid.
Basically,
Is there anything?
like anything that you can tell me relates to you.
Where you are? No.
You and I can work out exactly what we're going to talk about.
Alright, anything else during your rest?
I haven't done to do this for a while. I'm gonna do the portent spell.
Oh, okay.
Go over to the front.
we could have used the shitty tent last night, buddy.
4 tens?
Yeah, more than
Alright, so roll, mark it off your spell slot, and let me know what you get.
that. It was not a strong reach at all.
20 and a 17.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Alright. Okay. Is that just for you, or is that any roll that can switch?
Any roll, a creature I can see, I think.
Okay. Could be interesting.
It sounds like elevators making bread.
Alright, in that case, nobody else do anything else? You get back on Dwayne, and he takes you the last distance and ends up setting you down probably about a half-mile north of Sandpoint.
Do we see anything? How does Sandpoint go?
Yeah, it's only a half mile coming into line.
Yes. Why doesn't everybody give me a perception check as you come in?
I don't know. Why don't we?
For flavor reasons, Grelda is incapable of giving these perception checks.
It's true.
Oh, yes.
Unless I can hear it. I suppose I might be looking or something. No, she's
Iggy is back to being done for.
Jesus
So, Owlhander, you should probably roll.
Yeah. 8.
12.
8, 12, Sunichi. 8, 12, 10, and Geisen.
Fuck.
8, 12, 10, and 10.
In lieu of a roll, Grelda offers some rather spicy courage.
As you land safely, you feel that your gods have answered your spicy courage
Yes!
because you landed one piece.
Thank you.
For the rest of you, as far as you can tell, during the descent and after the landing, Sandpoint looks normal. At this point, let's just say, for sakes, I don't want to try and figure it out. 8 o'clock in the morning. Right? It's 8 o'clock in the morning because I said it's 8 o'clock in the morning.
Why's your voice so high?
Because when I'm making shit up on the fly, this is kind of how I
That
go.
usually means lying. It's lying.
Yeah.
Usually when I'm like, I have no fucking
And
idea.
if there's like another little line and we're gonna go up another octave?
That's impressive. Where'd you get that voice from? It's...
I mean, like, you know, when you float long enough on top of a large bird, it kind of comes naturally. we summon the bird.
Yep.
It's like, if we just let it chill.
That's the way. That is the way the magical items are. Oh, what was that? What? No, he was saying something.
I just consider cast mage armor.
Okay, go ahead and mark that off. Right, so like I said, you guys are about half a mile up the Kings Road from the northern yes. And you can see from where you're at the gates are open. You can get it also based on movement. What was that?
This is your new master.
Oh Lord, no.
No, if you go like that, this is your new master.
You can sneak past the bird.
Yeah, so we basically, to maintain the bird, we just have to have it take an action. So I guess heading towards the town hall.
Alright, as you walk, you see the gates are open. There's a guard on both sides. Standing there. They are not rigid, but they are standing with their spears and pole arms. They kind of look at you, and it takes them a second as you get close, and you see them stand up straight and just kind of nod.
I would like. What time do you? What face home? All the same.
The gates are for defense and purposes. Planning on attack.
Yeah, Captain, I've talked to them so many times about closing these gates, at least during the night.
But
Yeah. But yeah, let's.
He was only here on loan.
Check my notes.
Yes, he was the one who came down with you guys. Colonel Mackerel did go back the day after you.
I can feel him hating us.
No, I've given up on coming up with names and descriptions.
well,
I tried, but I know.
Oh, it just means that we did work hard. And you know what?
All
Yeah, I was gonna say, work hard to put it. Tell that to Dwayne. That's right.
Look.
Sorry, that is a good that will stay.
I stand by. city hall.
So you're talking about.
It's going to be awful.
No, he said he told me to stay.
Like that little like rubber bit running from the explosion.
So, my concern is,
He's just off of the main
guys
road.
aren't coming out of sea. They really want-
We left the town prepared for attack. So, we wanted to start.
Did I send our rounder? Is it north the direction we're expecting her to come from?
Yeah.
That's our guess.
Most likely.
I guess just for the chance of him seeing them, send them north.
I mean, at least takes that out of the equation, because it does seem to come back to you.
Alright, give me a perception check for Alexander. Since you're sending him off again.
It's been doing so great so far, so it will be wonderful.
Alright, so that takes how long? 11 minutes. Okay. So as long so she
I would say I would do that while she was talking.
okay.
Let's
That's,
say,
Yeah. Once we're in the gates.
okay. Then just like everybody would have to kind of hang out with you because that conversation is fine. So everybody would have to hang out with you for 10 minutes, or you can sit down.
I'm
It takes 12.
Is that something that you're just going to like up and pull without?
So as Sanishi starts ripping these guards about the gates being open, like Sanishi, Relda just kind of puts her hands on top of Sasha and lowers her head and just locks her face. Even better.
Is that like rose up?
Yeah, in the last.
She's not for dating. Okay. So, but at this point, we can recognize what she's doing.
I mean, she's done it a couple. She's done it before.
At the last rest.
This is the only time you've seen her over. I don't know.
I would say most of it.
Okay. Cool. Well, like, if you'll, so, Rolla tells that, and like,
You can hear it, but if it takes 12 minutes to pass, respond. It's kind of like a ritual to stop it.
so, he'd probably like, you know, notice that Tom takes out his staff that he never uses. I'm just gonna like, gets down in like a similar position.
Is what we're doing now?
Like, he's like holding on, he's like, okay.
Alright, so that goes on for 12 minutes. What is everybody else doing while this is going to
Can
happen?
I just say, I really thought you were gonna pull out the coin that keeps getting lit and like put it on the ground next to her, and I was like, "You'll be okay now."
that would have been.
That's good, that's good.
Oh, it's going in the book. That's going in the book.
11
No,
minutes.
so-
As far as,
Sorry, go ahead.
as far as what's happening now, I rolled for Ollivander. He got a 3, so I'm going to replace that with the 17.
Okay.
So it's a 20 altogether.
Can you get that?
What was that?
He can.
He cast Portent earlier.
Okay, alright. Because I would often like to do that.
I know, right? Like, oh, let me just.
Alright, so Alavander flies off to the north. Grelda begins to be with nature. Icky joins her. What are the other three going to do?
She's doing the thing.
Well, I mean,
Well, Grelda's doing this with Paul, but it's that conversation with him too.
yeah. So
But during that too, as soon as I said you got this, and he said yeah I got this, Toronto walked into the city and it's like missing out on so many things he would do right now. But he walks in and he starts walking towards the mayor slash sheriff's office. This is a fast-moving child. Boy, girl, come here. 18 plus.
What was it?
More than 18.
Mayor. Oh, mayor. Two
Hey,
different
it-
people.
it- it-
The mayor's office.
23.
Orleans.
Something hilarious and awesome.
Alright, say about halfway there, you see a child coming out of the church. A young girl, probably 8.
Be there, last. You know where the sheriff is. Run there, let him know that Tornin is going to return to some business. I'll be there shortly. Back.
And just turns around and goes off.
He doesn't want her to start the show. Strange future.
I mean, maybe he does. Even chances are the crowds will be like,
Alright, so
"Hey, it's
how
Guy
long-
Trangus."
how long is Sanishi going to be surrounding this guard
Oh.
with the gates being open?
Not very long. Oh, like seriously, just a minute or two because I understand the chain of command and it's not.
Alright, then you would only be like a minute or two behind Arden. So you would still be within eye shot of him.
Yes.
Alright, so I would, from the front gate to the office, would be about 5 minutes. Alright, so you get to the office, we'll do yours quick. Yeah, there's a lot of touch. Alright, so what are you asking?
Same thing as last time. Like, do I notice people? Even though I see some nature.
Many. Very nice.
Actually, I think This spell doesn't function where nature cannot live by construction.
What is it? Is it a spell or a creature?
I mean, it's a physical thing.
Here. Here. No.
That's the beans.
What is the function where nature is?
But even if it was like
Okay.
walking in the city, it would still be a good color.
Alright, you don't notice any human.
You know what, let's do the influence from other planes of existence for let's just make
Tornin's inside the city.
Carnage is inside.
Okay.
But you said it doesn't work in the city.
does not work.
Okay.
And I assume if I
That's not
tried
where
to
it
cast
is.
it in the city, I would be able to have it all. I don't know how I read this.
No, I would agree. I would say. No, you know what? I would say you could do it in the city. It would just be, it wouldn't make any problem in the city. And then where nature. Okay. So just Doug and
Cool thought.
So I'm guessing it doesn't work very much down. I guess also from that. So if they were tunneling into the city, I would have a hard time knowing.
Because it's unrelated with
Yeah.
in case another national underground setting is the very next to the materials.
That's
Ah.
quite a distance. I don't know.
Alright, you don't notice any influence of another thing resistance or other powerful celestials or anything like that, but it doesn't come out of this.
Good enough. Alright, I stand up, I turn around, and I see Icky. And I'm like, I don't notice anything from you.
No?
Great. Let's go.
Alright, so the two of you and Geisen, were you staying with Icky and Grelda, or were you going with Sinisha and Tony?
Is there a blacksmith near us at all?
God damn it. You know he died.
No. Sure. He was a staple master. No, he was a staple master.
See, my joke isn't as funny if he's only the same.
There is. What is the name? The only blacksmith that you've heard about in Sandpoint, you have heard of the Red Dog Smithy. Nobody's ever been there, but that is right. No one knows if it's real or just. It is right here. There we go. It is marked on the neon. Right here.
Yes, the blacksmith that goes.
You have heard talk, like, people have mentioned the Red Dog Smithy, but no, you have not been there. Nobody in the group has talked about it. Doesn't succeed.
Did you do the thing again? Choose and I was zoomed in on some.
It's to the south of the church.
It's right here.
Where are we? Close to where we are, or not really?
It depends on who you were following. If you followed, if you stayed with Relda and Iki, you're outside of the North Gate. If you followed Sunishi and Tarnin, then it would be like right about here is where like you would diverge from them. They would go to the west to the mayor's office. You would east follow that road.
Okay. Listen, I'll catch up with you in a minute, and I'll head over to the blacksmith.
Okay. Then in that case, we will do the mayor's office first. We'll do the blacksmith after that.
How about over there? And start that count.
Alright, so you enter the building. It is a stairway upwards, always to the right. The first door to your left is a large office. The mayor's desk and the sheriff's desk occupies the room. And as you walk in there, what will it say? The mayor comes up. Come in.
What
I was
is
spending-
this I see about you guys not closing your gates at night?
You haven't been attacked since you stayed up. Since you came out.
Well, that's about to stop.
What? I mean, that part's been stolen. So
That's okay. Okay, that's exactly not how gates work. You have limited vision at night because you are a human. in a city of humans. So you can't see if something's attacking you at night. You just need to close the fucking gates at night to be safe.
You should at least let them know what's coming on first. Okay. Now that we have reason to believe that they need to shut those gates.
They should have been shutting them the entire time.
The sheriff stands up. Please don't tell me this is another thing.
Oh, this is such a
Sheriff is
thing.
whole mood, and it's my mood.
Yeah. The last time you told us about great danger, you ended up going to Thistletop, and fire and smoke was all I saw. Is this another one of those
None of
things?
the town people died, and everything worked out fairly well, yes?
Is this another one of those things that...
Very likely.
Probably worse.
Those are two different answers, and I would like
And
to
they
know which one.
both are very true.
Oh, yes.
Um,
She should not be involved in these things, and yet she is.
Please always be there.
would you mind explaining how
Which one of us?
whichever one is
No, you really should pick right now. Whoa.
You're calling me and or my hand or my cat a liar?
I fail to see how something can be barely an inconvenience and an apocalypse. There's usually a middle ground.
Well, really, I mean, it's perspective, because from her perspective, for your town, this is an apocalypse. But on the grand scheme of things, when we're talking about Verisia being split into 7 kingdoms and ruled by evil overlords who want to basically enslave everyone. Oh yeah, no, that's kind of weird. Oh my gosh, you missed so much. It's been gone. It's been non-stop since we left here. By the way, anyone comes looking for the 7.5, we kind of set up our basic operations. Is it because there's 5 of us, or because we started in 10?
Oh, wait a second. You just had a hard time understanding both. But you can now.
So, about anything.
Tommy's gotta tell you to shut up right now.
I can't not imagine that she's seriously hitting right now. Every time I hear the fabric squeak, I'm just imagining her going.
No, she's taking her axes and she's like her nervous twitch.
Well, frankly, the she's nervous twitch is sharpening.
Yep. Alright, so. Nope, you guys haven't shown it. Alright.
Listen in, get something in that. What allow me to restart this one. Short version? Or pitch you up? You might want to we have religion orders left and giants coming down from the name of Rocs. Oh, who is
She usually eats them.
And that was actually a 10-foot high that is written on.
Oh!
Oh my god,
Thank
are you really? I
Yeah.
didn't wearing that as a cape. Are you kidding me?
Jill's wearing his cape. And Zanishi's wearing his.
Alright, so the short version. After we save Hero Bacteria and clear up the rivers from Fort Rannick and Foot Mountain, the Stone Dragon and Foot Mountain had a small, relative to him, message which I'm digging out of her pack right now.
She's wearing a cape.
We're taking it off.
It's a 10-foot high.
You know what? My arms aren't meant for this. Here, hold this.
They're kind of gonna wind it a little bit.
Give him a few minutes. And he looks at the mayor and says,
What we do have.
No.
And she,
I don't think
she
they'd
actually
like being
reaches.
found.
You hear a drawer open, and she pulls out a nice. What was it, decanter? Decanter. A very dark liquid.
Hopefully do I, right?
Not yet.
Carter would like to slide a can. He's
The vial?
Yes.
The glass vials?
Yes.
Okay.
Slide it down. 5 plus 13 is what?
5 plus. You have a plus 13 on your side of it? Alright, so you do actually, with an 18, as she's putting it down, you do both hands, like, you manage to get them,
Thank you. I forgot.
you manage to get both of the glass vials out, like, just between your two fingers. And even, you feel that it caught on your sleeve, and you're disappointed in yourself.
Yes, I am.
But the mayor and the sheriff don't notice that, and to them, it's almost instantaneous as they hear your hand.
Okay, I'm still disappointed.
You know you could have done significantly better, but since they are not focusing on you and not trained in that, she kind of looks at you, looks at the vials.
Continue.
As she pulls some of the bowl.
Offers her one, offers the sheriff one. Because he's reading. And at this point, no, not you. the sheriff.
Actually, I will say by the time you hand them to them, you will be. So they both take them. The sheriff kind of looks at them, looks at the wreath, too.
Clink to the mayor. The team is fantastic. I'm very proud of these guys who made their best.
Yes, you two are.
Do not know. If I can find what they're after me in this town, then prevent it from being part of the target. But what they're really going after is even bigger than this.
Got it.
There are quite a few things to them.
What about the
Weird lady that you brought up.
You brought his entire body into the mirror. You threw the whole body on the mirror.
Was it the whole body?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Oh,
I
sorry.
had the whole body.
No, there was
across my
the
shoulders.
head. That's right. The head was the snake lady.
So that, no, actually, it's not that we're both. Sorry, do a little magic there. But the first head was the, I can't remember what she was called. I carried it around forever, and I left it in the catacombs next to like a three-headed body or something. I was like, oh, you can sit here. And so, no.
You're talking about like, was that the first?
Yeah,
She
before
had
Walia.
No, there was. Oh, Aurelia?
That might be it. Before Walia.
That was there was the floating lady in the catacombs. Yep. That would be the
Okay.
Alright, so that was the first head you brought that you put on here.
And no one wanted it.
Yeah.
It was so weird.
So,
Even this slughorn and leghorn dude didn't want it.
when will we be
Say so.
Doesn't say. Clearly, it doesn't say. They're on the. They don't have. We look. I mean, I want you to understand. We've gone. From the last time you saw us, we've gone to Magmar, dealt with the issue there, killed the snake lady there. Okay. From there, we went on a boat to another place, saved a freaking town of that evil water, that angry water. That we brought to
That's what we
and gave you a
call it.
sample of. Remember that? No?
Did you give them a sample?
Did we not give them?
I don't think you gave them a
I don't think
sample.
I gave a sample.
We tried to take a sample of the water to slughorn leghorn and he didn't want it. He said it was regular water.
Yes, you did not give the mayor and the sheriff.
Never mind, different contact. Actually, I just retract that statement. From some alchemical mishaps, which were tied into this whole 17th skull thing, which started the nuclear power, which started the problem of the last person, and this power, which contained in this power. That's not good. There, killed the white-faced horrors who were pretending to be fox cubs. From there, we got a bowl at the behest of Ironfire. Go try to check what was happening at Fort Ranch. Led to clearing out Fort Ranch for a whole bunch of orders. Watching it, what's his name again? Skull Crossing, partially blown up, and managed to race against the flowing river into the town and save the town of Kilbeck Ferry. Then we went off to the went up, cleared out Oak Mountain.
I like to
I'm
imagine.
impressed that you can just give out and turn like mountain.
Well, yeah, he's just sitting here like picking his claws.
It's perfect. I love it. Oak Mountain. Dealt with the stone giant bear and left us the big message message that told us that and get here.
Is she just a whale?
That's true. We also
By the way, you also have the good children. I became a bard. I got a grandma and became a bard.
You want to know the details and you want me to keep it to what you're going to be able to swallow at a time. Right now, your town is essentially right here from this thing of water. Sorry, it's been very stressful. 2 weeks.
Swing it like
Alright, so we have I'm just holding out because where but he's kind of you've taken him far out in any place that he's ever lived in his entire life. So
He wanted to come. So again, that's what I like. He wanted to come. Go to Magna.
yeah.
And so.
Alright, so you would have dropped him with alright, I'm at it. Alright.
With the birds. Although honestly, that's totally us.
Well, this entire time, nobody has mentioned or thought of Vale until this exact moment. So I would say that is par for the course. He's usually like, alright, everybody gets down and walks out. Bill's just sitting on the bird.
Like, what?
Okay?
It's not intelligent enough to come with or you just sit there and that's
Again, he has lived his entire life in Fort Rannoch. Like, he knows he wants to go to Magnemar. So there's a whole host of things that could happen.
As far as he knows, this is
No, there is not, and that's why we are Scooby Dooing it back to what we can very So you have told Vale to come with you. Okay, so Vale is up there with you. Now that we're back to present with Vale with
Meanwhile, back at the ranch.
Yeah. How do you feel about your It kind of points to the skin.
It's gonna happen.
Oh. So he's
Yeah.
if we don't
you kind of underlines Moses and for that. One of us is accomplished killing dragons. The rest of us so much.
He kind of turns me there and he's like,
Kill them all!
And then resurrect. It's challenging enough for you to do that.
So, does anyone other than
depends on what target is told. Did you tell anybody else that? You told them by name. I know you told them I was like, no, he met him. Nobody else. Ben said if I had another job for you, I would meet everybody down. Alright. Yeah.
Like sitting down on all of it.
What is it?
No, it's not the stars' fault. He didn't roll the set. He didn't roll it. Put it
It's a
down.
19 total. 23 total. 19 total.
19. Alright. So you do the vial does disappear. Fairly easily. Yeah. Yes. But since he is staring at you, it's a little less magical. Like he sees your fingers move and he sees it disappear. So sure, understands the concept, so he knows that you can see some slight against trickery, but he still does.
tabled him on the ruins of Old Light.
Does Icky sense a little bit of skepticism?
Just. You don't even need to roll perception for this because it is written all over the mayor's face. Not skepticism, just like. It's not even disbelief, it's just like, alright.
Cool, this is
Another
bad.
thing.
Alright.
Alright.
Okay. Because Icky's totally ready to just like jump out a window and go get rain. But no, he wouldn't. He wouldn't. No.
The mayor listen.
Would you be able to give us
Assuming that we haven't had a day before the
Wait.
I would also like to point out there's other text that appears in the section where I did my upgrade that when I use it, like giant come and tell me good things. So both times I haven't just been silent sitting there with my axe. Spectral bears.
We really need to retcon something now.
I will say that you only use it. They are yours.
So you expect me to understand the difference between wee woo? Yes, now I do. Now I expect you to know the difference. But I didn't have to. Can you give us a basic
One.
You figure out what for the sake of the weights if they use this rock over something. It would be
Go for it! D20, go!
now you want to
Alright.
fucking dice.
So,
Give us. I can't guarantee that I'm going to everything you've ever experienced in encounter is a lot more. So you more some fleet. You and the sheriff. You have it. It's not happening.
then. And then she looks at the sheriff. Rubs his bald head.
they're going to know this is kind of fun. If the gate's closed, maybe at least it's going to make it more real for them, and they're going to be more secure.
Guys, you can really sound about it.
Really, just between.
Geison's not there. We're doing this, and then we're doing Geison in the black.
I forgot.
Yep, so Geison's not there.
We are speaking time.
And then he kind of steps over, first steps over to the mayor's desk, looks at her, grabs the decanter, takes the swig, sets it down, and then walks past her like and down.
I don't know if you have anything else to do. No. If you come up with anything else, keep figuring out what to do.
Otherwise, hopefully, the readers will.
Sure about that.
Well,
we will see what happens.
Aussie?
Aussie? He was Australian, yeah.
Thank you.
Well, I thought his name was Aussie.
Okay.
That's
so
what I
now
thought too.
All of you should just assume you don't know anyone's name ever, okay?
Fennec and Dearman. There you go. Alright, so. Alright, so we'll cut there, and now Lars. Oh, no, go ahead.
Okay. So as we're on the way out, we're all like,
Nope, nope. I
Ready for this one?
am ready. In the decanter, you see. Yay. She looks at you, leans over. She hands it to you.
I assume everything is.
No, it's metal. Or I'm sorry, it's glass. So it's
Glass
no, there would be a little sweet.
High quality freaking sweet, right?
Yeah, but not that sweet. More of a.
Okay. Okay, so, what did he do?
Nope, nope. It has an extremely bitter taste.
So there are literally times when I ask him when you do a roll, so he's even trying to make shit up. Just so you know. I think this is actually.
So, because of you, I have a what drink is this cake that I can roll.
So it's extremely bitter.
It's extremely bitter, but it does. It is. What was that?
Like our
No. It is very bitter, but it still manages to go down surprisingly smooth and is some of the best tasting single malt whiskey you've had in a very long time.
Where's the mustard?
Keep on town hall. And I will not only tell you, but I may have a few bottles for you.
He accepts.
Tell me more about this town hall.
Keep the town hall. The ash hole. Check the ash hole.
Oh.
Does this town have an asshole?
Alright, so, Dyson.
Yes.
So as you end up... Okay, so as you get to the outside of the Red Dog Smithy, you see that it does have a sign with a large red Great Dane on the outside. And as you enter, you see that it is it is a single room. It's a very large room with a waist-high counter that breaks it in half. On the other side of the counter, you see the forge, and you see a very large, burly man with curly gray hair on his head. He is not wearing a shirt from the waist up, but has tan trousers on, and he is actually working at the forge. But as soon as you... What was it?
You're saying bold to be working at the forge with no
But-
shirt.
And as you walk in, actually against the counter on opposite sides, you see two large red mastiffs laying on cushions. And they both perk their heads up and look at you as you walk in. And the man at the forge stops, sets down his hammer, brushes off his chest, kind of turns, walks up to the counter, looks at you, and puts his hands down.
With the master, you know, it's like we're dealing on the side.
Yes.
Dyson asks if he has any requests, this morning, right? Good morning.
Yes,
I
it's
was
about
wondering
it's
if
about
you
it.
have any pittons for sale.
Any what? I'm sorry.
Pittons, like they're like kind of like climbing animals.
Oh, yeah, I just wanted to make sure I heard you right. What you want pittons for? You want me making pittons? Small feet.
I guess I was hoping you have some sale or them or like some kind of like large nails, small spikes, that kind of thing.
Lift your foot. Let me see foot.
Didn't know if you meant small feet or like easy to do.
Well, I'm curious.
My foot out, I guess.
What was that?
I guess I stick my foot out.
Kind of bends over, looks at it. I know how to. I make in a day. One pair.
So, okay, so you, what are you thinking these are? They're something that fit on my shoes?
Are they? I thought they were.
They're like little nails
No,
that hammer into a rock for climbing.
What are the ones that go on your feet, like the metal that you kind of strap on your feet? I thought that's what the brand name.
Okay, alright.
Alright. I was misthinking. In that case, careful DM.
How dare you not know this is your...
Alright, I'm done. Who wants to take over?
Next.
Alright. I'm like, okay.
Wait, same story?
Everybody's level 20!
Be in like a climbing gear kit
Alright.
or something. I don't know.
He looks at you. Okay, in that case, so now that I'm tracking, you want regular adult pigeon? Oh! Or child pigeon?
What's the size difference?
Half? Is pigeon you? Pigeon for you?
Yes.
Child.
No!
Kind of turns around, opens up like a large wooden drawer that's like 3 feet tall and just rustles around in it. Comes out with 2 in his hand, sets them down. Chick, these what you want? And as you reach forward and pick them up, you notice that they are excellent quality. Like they are the handle is lined with soft leather. They are shiny, like they were just made. They're extremely high quality fitness, and they are right about your size.
Maybe there's like a spectrum of kittens. What I was looking at, they were basically just like nails with like a.
I thought it was like
on the end, a rope. They're like I don't think they would have like an actual handle.
Is that what I was
like
thinking
a
of?
big nail.
Oh yeah, I was thinking of crampons. Ah, all right.
Just try not to go in.
I love Sean's dedication to making a short joke on this.
Not to go in. Not to go in.
All right.
You can look
In
at
that
the-
case, he does put a pair of. They're about 6 inches long, and they've got rounded eyelets on them. And he puts a pair of them down in front of him.
Do you have 8 more of those?
Turns on his. Goes back in, pulls out, lays them out in front of you. I've had these for 6 years. I did not think anybody would be climbing.
Those look perfect. What do I owe you?
Don't know if I have the price for Tyson's anywhere. We will go with.
I really am so curious to know why we want kittens. I also love that the accent makes it sound like kittens.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Everything about this.
I will say, we'll say 5 silver pieces for all of you.
I want to see nice and
Whoa, wait.
Sure, I have the money, so I can go with that. When I looked them up, it sounded like they were really cheap, like nails, basically. But I'm pretty sure we have lots of money from our forward cupboards and stuff, so I will pay them because that's what they cost.
Climbing. And then my thumbs. Maybe my thumbs.
Oh, there we go. Pittance. Cost. Normal. 5 copper pieces. So for 8 of them, 4 silver. Is 10 coppers to a silver. So yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Alright, I'll give them an extra one.
Okay.
2.
You
Thank you.
you welcome. Anything else?
No, I think that'll be it. I guess he just puts them in like a pocket or something.
I swear to God,
As you turn around and walk away, is it? Be climbing.
if this leads to another like Reese fireball situation, I swear to God, Lars. I will be so impressed. I won't be able to be mad, but I swear to God. I don't know what.
Just imagine if each one of these turned into wow. Emeralds.
Like he just like throws out this like rope with 8 nails on it, and then all of a sudden it's 8 roped whales, and he's just like.
It's like sledding.
Alright, so is there anything else you want to do, Dyson?
No, I would catch up with them at the mayor's office.
Alright, I would say you get there right as they're coming down the stairs. Mm.
Find everything you need.
I did. How did they go with the mayor?
Probably as you expected. Hard to believe. A little bit of discombobulation, and they want us to give them time to warn the populace we're heading over to Rusty Dragon for a couple hours, and we're going to talk to the good neighbors to see if they can help secure the populace. Well, we try to figure out what in this town the giants want. We got a little bit of time.
Just closing the gates and manning the walls or whatever they do.
That's amazing. It's almost as if you've been tootling. Tootling?
Yes.
Tootling. That doesn't sound right. I think I'm saying that word wrong. No. Tutoring. Tutoring. That's, yes. Tootling, that's entirely different. I mean, were you to tool an orc? I must say that,
She's got a height fetish. It's not gonna work.
Yeah, no.
When she is
Well,
playing
I mean, maybe
recording,
there's more
she's
involved.
tuning quite a bit.
I'm walking away. Tarnan walks away.
While Tarnan walks away, Grella leans over and goes. So now you're aware that they have this.
It's a
Never mind, I can't answer that to you.
Never ask the lady when she's toodles.
See?
Let's do.
That would be very cool.
Yeah, that would be very cool.
Let's do that.
Sean, I would like to end
we should make sure that heck if they got the dragon powder, whatever the hell it is we sent him.
That is one of my driving goals, yes.
The last person we asked about that went.
That expression on the bird face does not really convey what you think it is.
Like the head turns around like 190 degrees.
Stop! Stop! Put it back! Last time I did that to someone. Never mind. I mean, I just got to the point where I really like being a good guy and totally remind me of something really bad.
Or people that are no. Well, really just bad people.
Just stop now.
Rusty Dragon!
Alright, so you do make your way through town to the Rusty Dragon. As you stand outside the Rusty Dragon, you don't notice anything different about the exterior at all.
Kill those stupid
They didn't have probably in all honesty, the subjects at the same time, I would maybe
We're not carrying the right hand around.
Well, we're not
Also, Grella
carrying
stands down and does not murder you. Yeah, she doesn't murder you out of love.
No, it is.
Respect.
For the food place or
Not her booze place. It's her booze place. Her
Did they know? Did they know that?
Like B-O apostrophe.
Only if you
Wait,
told us.
what?
And I did.
So you guys wouldn't know that.
Yeah.
Never mind it. You didn't
Okay.
say that.
No.
Because Tarnan, I know Tarnan didn't know. I'm like,
No, it's
Wait,
it would only be a relative told somebody.
I think I was aware because
Shit.
I was like in the next
if that's true, then
Just knocked on the door and went in.
that sucks. No. Okay, 2 minutes. What's this 2 minutes? 2 short, 1, 2 long.
There's something that Grella doesn't. Never mind. Moving on.
Right, this didn't happen. I was
Yeah.
just.
Yeah.
That's the line that's going to be said eventually. Not attracted to the gnome.
Everyone's attracted to the gnome.
Everyone's
think like
attracted to the
feathers.
gnome.
How does it go?
Or should I say?
I don't even know how that would work.
Oh god. No, I'll show you. I've got a video.
Whoa. Ow! Now I kind of want to. No! Go
It's the recipe.
You can do whatever you want.
So Rusty Dragon.
So
I gave up years ago trying to wrangle you guys, and I just let it run its course. when you guys are ready, we jump back into it.
Turn throws open the door. He
Alright.
opens it, makes sure that there's no one right behind it, and then he throws open the door.
Alright.
Honey, we're home.
As you head into the Rusty Dragon, you see there are 2 people sitting at the bar, and there's a handful of people on the tables
Pretty
eating
good.
breakfast. There is. What was that?
They're physically on the tables.
Yes, they are actually standing on the tables.
Are they dancing?
Yes.
Yes.
No,
It's-
I'll
it's-
stop that.
No.
It's very late for them, even though it's very early for us.
So there's about 8 people all together sitting in the bar.
Icky grins wide and just heads right up to the bar.
As you sit at the bar, there, like with all the stools, the 2 people at the bar are very much separated, so there's plenty of stools in between them. So as you go up to the bar, you see the young teenage boy that has served you in the past kind of turn around and just, oh wow, what? Welcome back. I haven't seen you in forever, sir. What can I get you?
Icky just like claps him on the back. He's like, "It's good to see you too, boy. I'll have one of your
The dark.
the dark. I'll have one of the finest dark you've got."
Oh, all right. Dark. You want food?
Icky like pauses and considers this as like the most foreign question he's been asked in weeks. Like,
For
sure.
He's kind of looks at you.
And like Icky looks back at the rest of the group like all of it.
So he turns out and pours some into the tankard, sets it down. Food. I'll be right back. And then kind of turns and goes into the kitchen. Did you move your food?
Is part of the 8 people by any chance in the inner team?
There is no. A minute later, he comes back out. Cheese, sausage on the house. Should be up.
Well,
Nico has told us you eat and drink for free.
Okay, I remember that.
Pretty sure that's the one that's again.
Well, he just looks at you and goes, well, and then the doors to the kitchen fly open. Oh my goodness, it's been a week since I've seen you guys. Where have you been? And then Bathana comes around, like, you see, like, as you're looking down over the bar, the taller individuals, you just see, like, her blood and, like, the top of her head. And then as she comes around, everybody else sees her, she goes, oh my goodness, where have you been? I heard something about a murder and some weird things. It's been weeks. I'm so worried about you guys. Sit. The food's coming up. I got some wonderful sausage that you guys will love. Got it imported from the East. It'll be beautiful. Do you guys want anything to drink? You're covered. I got you. Anybody else want anything to drink? Oh my goodness. Miko will be down in just a minute. She's been upstairs. What do you want to drink? Whatever you say. It's white sauce. We have whatever you want. You want beer? You want Sprite? You want... We've got water. I can get some milk. There's some cows outside.
So they got distracted by the sprites. You just offered us cow.
Milk. There's I can get milk from the cow if that's what you really want.
Do you have the warrior's drink of prune juice?
Oh, nice. Good reference.
No, I can't say we do have any prune juice here. Not something usually asked for here, dear.
Then I will have some water.
Probably.
And
No, it's here.
that's so gross.
No,
You won't care so much while you're crapping your
orange
eyes out.
essence. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
a IPA.
Damn it.
yeah, like how dare you not trust Roundup?
So,
It's not brewed a single bit.
Top shelf bourbon.
and, why am I? I'm blanking
Oh,
on the
done.
name.
What? Water?
Little So, since we have seen you in the past few weeks, I have become a bard, and I have written some songs about our travels.
Oh, I do now. All right.
May I play them for you and Chick, who I'm Amico?
There's a stage right over there. You just push the tables out of the way, and you sit on a chair, and everyone in here will listen. And everybody just kind of perks their head up, looks at her, and they just start nodding their heads.
Songs, 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 songs.
That echo was cool. Or you will go sit up there, and you will play whatever you want to hear. Everyone in here will listen. I cannot wait to hear how it goes. Your food will be up. You wanted top shelf whiskey? Bourbon? And what did you want there, my dear?
I'll just wait for
Alright. Then I will be back out with your drinks and your food here momentarily. And dear. And this turns around. And as you you move everything, you sit down. And as you sit down, Amiko starts coming down the stairs, and you can see that she no longer has the bandages and the sling that she had on before. She just kind of looks at all of you, and sighs and smiles, and just makes her way quickly down. Just sits next to. Are you guys sitting at the bar?
Yeah.
All right.
Standing by it.
Standing by it? All right. Well, she stands next to Grelda. She puts her hand on the bar, and Grelda, you see a small pearl ring on her finger. She puts her hand on. It's wonderful to see you, Esme. Glad you made it back. I heard something about a dragon and a max murder. News travels fast, but doesn't always travel right. So I was a little worried.
Before they overwhelm you with all the wonderful stories, which I highly encourage, you don't have any problem with us doing Dragon's Head in the store.
I was wondering.
Oh, it did show up.
It's in my God's yesterday. It's huge. It's been cleaned and it's pearly white. I didn't have a chance to put it up yet. I had heard something about.
It's an amazing story.
Wait.
Yes.
Yeah,
Even better. Yes, by all means.
I've got songs written about these things.
So as she turns and puts as you start your performance, Amiko kind of goes around to the bar, behind the bar. The younger boy hands you your bourbon. Amiko reaches under the bar and pulls out a large. It is a clear. Yeah. A tall, clear decanter with kind of caramel tinted liquid. And just kind of slides it over the elbow.
She
I'm not
wants you to play some music.
I'm not actually gonna.
No.
You guys have already heard my
I am
songs.
100% okay with you saying, and then I played music.
And then I played music.
Oh, yeah.
And it was beautiful.
Give me a performance.
Ooh.
Oh.
Oh no, Sean's very kind when it's her flavor.
Yeah,
You say that, but
But
then
it's
then she
funny
rolls
when
it.
it's not good for the fun.
Yeah, right.
You did it great. You just weren't the happiest with it because you rolled.
Oh, I just saw Iggy's.
Yeah.
Never mind.
it's like 13
13?
altogether.
All right. Are you how are you performing? I'm not asking the words, but what are you doing?
I'm
Just
doing
in general.
the combination of recorder and singing, and using recorder to.
It was a flute.
It was a flute, but it got upgraded
Oh, did it?
to a recorder.
Okay.
No, not one.
So a recorder singing, recanting.
Yeah,
Sure.
and then in music, and doing the whole.
For fun?
I'm telling a story and punctuating.
So as you start, Lathana, you're getting set up. And like a couple, like the rest of you see that a couple of the people are like talking to each other at the table, and Bathana kind of walks by and like whacks one upside the head, and they all sit up straight and look. So you can tell that at least at the start they are paying attention because they have to. But by the end of it, they are actually kind of like you see them leaning forward, and they're actually kind of engrossed in your story time.
Hey, hey, ho, ho.
What it turned into 10.
Oh, I need to finish that.
Icky is starting to mouth it out, and Tarn decides, you know what? Let's do this act again. She's playing, and you get to be the hero, and I get to be the dragon. So he casts disguise self, first level, to make himself look like a humanish-sized dragon,
Okay.
and lets him reenact the whole as the song goes through. To include where the dragon actually swats at a palm-sized mammoth.
Alright, give
After
me
a palm-sized gnome casts a spell and turns a palm-sized Shinichi into a mammoth.
give me performance checks for both of you.
20.
9.
Okay, so who is playing? So you're playing the dragon,
Yeah.
and you are playing.
Myself.
Okay.
hero.
Well, since Icky is playing himself, you are. Into it, you are.
He held.
He is doing everything. You
If
are human size.
Jason's providing special effects.
Ooh.
Awesome. All right, so Iggy and Tarnan kind of flying back and forth in front of the bar, like knocking bar stools out of the way as you kind of go back and forth. And at the start, Dyson is making the lava. So you see like the lava, the look of it kind of flying up. And as Icky goes up and like swats at the dragon, the fake blood kind of pops out, and the dragon's breath. And it is one hell of a performance. It is actually fantastic.
I mean, given Arden's roles, I would accept if he gets hurt a bit from this.
No, that's knocking all the stools out of the way. Like, you guys didn't move them out ahead of time, and you're kind of going back and forth, so you're like...
The dragon looked that incompetent.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so it's purposely done. Purposely.
Alright, so the performance is done. Everybody actually stands up and gives you a round of applause.
Thank you. Thank you. These are my performers. We
I
will
really hope that match.
be here until you all die. Or wait.
Everybody's like...
How often do you fight a dragon? I mean, we got lucky this time, right? No? Was one of the mill for you?
He does
No, I
a
do
little bit of a power slide and just like... like across the bar.
So I just, given that we have this dragon skull, this giant dragon skull here, and we know that the skull stuff there, whether or not it was a larger
You're both
skull
right. It's
dragon.
fine. Well done.
Accurate. Would it, and since it hasn't yet been mounted on the rusty dragon above the door for, obvious great advertising, would it possibly be demoralizing to put it up on the city wall for these attackers to receive?
I'm pretty sure that you just had me convinced 2-3 days flight ago that this would be a bad idea to have it mounted on the wall because if other things come down, we may not want that advertisement.
Okay.
This is fantastic. It's hard.
Are you talking as...
Who are you talking to?
No, that's Tarnan.
Yeah, no, I guess who are you talking to?
It's like, oh, you're on
Is Bathana sitting over there?
So
She has been walking through the crowd,
Okay.
making sure everybody's paying attention.
So I would say that during the presentation, since Bella was not involved, she was sampling and making eyes and all of the things that you do while no one's paying attention. And at the end, she does say there's something we need to talk about. Unfortunately, this isn't just a pleasure, but it's real quiet. It's just with Amigo, and offers that we go somewhere to and let her know what's going on because she's one of the pillars of the town. And if somebody's going to be helping people understand what's going on,
Real talk, yeah.
well, that could come later. But First, it's gotta be real time.
She leans forward, grabs the decanter, takes a sip. What? Hold on.
Wait, hold on. Is she referring to when do we need to talk, or when is
You said we need to talk. Yeah.
When do we need to talk? Okay, yeah. Pretty quick.
And then she turns and actually walks around the bar and starts heading upstairs.
And this is as the
Yeah, as the performance is going on.
is happening, so.
Oh. Okay. All right, then we'll. She ends up going to the end of the hall to her room, opens the door, beckons you in, and then
So-
closes the hall.
Grilda relays the short version first that people are in danger, and then it gives any additional information in it. Like it's. I don't want to go through the whole.
No, yeah, no, that's fine. That's.
Flowers is dying to know what you said.
He looks at.
She kind of like she leans back against the dresser as you're talking.
We're not leaving you.
Meanwhile.
Fenton.
They're already meeting with him later tonight.
He's been helpful in the past. If anybody can think of a way to save the townsfolk.
Joe's rage.
All we need right now, the only thing.
I saved.
What we need right now is for people to be as calm as they can and as careful as they can.
It's far away and underground.
She doesn't say that. I mean, she believes everyone's better underground. Let's be real.
Well, we'll see what it comes up with. And if it's good, we'll follow it. If it's not, we'll let you and figure guide us.
Hopefully it doesn't come to that. If you can think of anything or you have any idea what these people might be after, please let us know.
I don't. I came back to Santa Point because it was shit here. Alright. If I hear anything, I'll,
It's good to be back.
yeah.
Carla puts her hand on the hand with the ring.
As you put your hand on it and your fingers rush over it, she goes,
She'll go back down.
"Sure."
Fade to black!
Roll it.
What, performance?
No.
Sex jokes.
Jokes.
That's
What was
a
it?
genuine fail black.
Constitution saving throw, see how long.
It's not a speed
Acrobatics.
contest, okay?
No, it's.
Oh, if it's acrobatics,
I'm proficient in acrobatics.
as am I. Wait a minute.
Alright, so it is
Oh,
10:37.
we're not invited.
It is 10:37. Is there anything anybody else would like to do, or talk about before we end the evening? If there's something you want to get done tonight, that's fine.
I just want to figure out what they're after.
I would like to defend my honor and say Slughorn Leghorn. He works for the Pillbug. Okay, Pillbug Pantry. There was a bug in. I'm just saying. There's a reason.
Slughorn, Leghorn.
There's always a reason. It's never a good thing. There's just always a reason.
Okay, so in the campaign compendium under the dramatis persona where it has everybody, I need to add a nickname column, and I need you guys to start adding this. This is fantastic.
This is like the Badger scores.
It is.
Yeah.
And actually, one thing so I guess we're done for the night at this point.